Hi, my name is David Mackey, and I am the founder of Informed Networker. This evening we're going to just take a quick tour of some of the editorial functionality that we have integrated into the Informed Networker website. The first step in accessing this functionality is we're going to need to log in. So I'm just going to enter my username and password here. As I mentioned, this is editorial functionality and is not available to everyone. You will have to have editorial permissions in order to access this functionality. Once you are logged in, you will see at the top right hand side a new tab has appeared. This tab is called Editors. It's specifically designed for editors to utilize. In this section, we have a number of stories. They are not visible to the public. They are pulled from a wide variety of RSS feeds that we gathered from around the web that highlight some of the web's best blogs and technology news sites. We utilize these feeds, but the problem is that the stories are not always well edited. The summaries aren't always very informative, that sort of thing. So what we do is put them in the section where editors can review them and edit them, and then publish them for the public to see. So let's go ahead and walk through this process. The first thing we're going to do is click on these two double window icons, and they represent our ability to open the link in a new tab or a new window. I've already looked over this article, so we won't need to really read it at this time, but normally what an editor would do is they would read or at least peruse the article in such a way as would allow them to summarize the content of the article in an intelligent and useful fashion. Our goal is to offer summaries of the information technology news, and to allow IT professionals to determine based on our summaries whether the article deserves their further attention. And that's going to be different for each IT professional. So as you can see, just a quick thing to note is that this article was written by Charles Babcock. A lot of times we like to try to include the name of the author of the article in our summaries. So we're going to come back over here, and what we can do is if we click on the title, we'll be able to actually edit the title. It uses a very nice little Ajax editor, and we could make any changes we needed to and save that. We also have the ability to change what category this is in. There are a number of category options. We're going to change it to software. And then we're just going to click on the main body text, and we're going to make a change here as well. So in this instance, we're just going to say Xandros, a Linux distribution company, has acquired Linspire, a popular Linux distribution company, formerly known as Lindos. That kind of gives a brief overview of what the article is about. We're going to save that, and you can see it instantly posts back. No need to refresh pages, that sort of thing. Now, as an editor, the editor is going to want to vote on the story. When they do so, it moves the story from the editor section into the upcoming section. And if we were to refresh the page, you would see the story disappears from this section. And that is because it has moved to the upcoming section. In the instance of an individual who has a different profile from mine, this story would actually change to say posted by and the name of the editor's username, and it would also change to their icon. This shows that they were really the person who put the major amount of effort into this story. What happens is if the story has been in the queue for a little while and other stories have been submitted previous to it, it's going to be bumped down a little bit in the queue, but it should be very easy to find. One other thing we need to mention is that there is the ability to edit the tags as well. And then let's also look at just these few links right here. The edit link takes you to a traditional editor for this story. It gives you a little more functionality, but we heavily recommend using the Ajax editor for the majority of your edits. If one were to select the published option, this would allow the story to be moved into the published section without the necessity of being voted on the required amount of times to be a front page story. The queued option allows one to move it into the story into the queued section. Obviously, the story is already in the queued section. The discard is actually useful for getting rid of spam or stories that just really don't have any useful content. If we come up here to the top, we can see somebody's been submitting some spam to us, so I'm just going to click discard, and as you can see, it does a very nice job of just taking that story out using Ajax. That story is still kept in the database. That way we can prevent the user from submitting that story again in the future. But we do have the option, kind of as an emergency option, to delete the story, and that's a privilege that really takes a very escalated level of admin privileges. It's not something that we just want people randomly doing, obviously. So at that juncture, that pretty much shows you how the editorial section of the site works. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks a lot for listening.